Ksenia, as an independent journalist in Russia, what we've seen in the last couple of days, widespread protests, people not wanting, in terms of people not wanting to join, not wanting to be a part of the conscription drive. Many are leaving the country. Number two, there's been a change in Russian state television. There is criticism of Russian losses in the east of Ukraine. Is there a sense that the mood is changing against Putin? Can that even happen in Russia?
Well, the history will tell whether this can happen in Russia. See, it's difficult to say whether the mood is changing. Yes, slowly. I can definitely say one thing. When I started reporting on the conflict, when I started doing my trips to Donbass, to the Russian-controlled part of Donbass, and when I was coming back to Moscow, to St. Petersburg, I would see that people living their lives without any idea what's happening there. And that was, that was such a shock to me, because when you live under the shelling, under constant shelling, when you go and do your interviews and there is shelling, it's a different reality. So I think after mobilization was announced in Russia on 21st September, it's only then when lots of people, lots of families realize that, oh, the war is real, because, people are being drafted. You said there are protests. Well, there are, but there are also people who, who didn't escape, whether they didn't have an opportunity to escape or they didn't want to escape. I know people who voluntarily went to fight, and I've met a lot of volunteers, Russian volunteers fighting in Donbass. So, it's different. The attitude is different. But I think the more... people don't want the escalation. You asked everyone how they woke up to today's morning.
Yeah.
We here wake up every day expecting, an escalation. Some are worried about nuclear attacks. So there is no feeling like the war is somewhere far away. That's not the feeling anymore. So these attacks, they were expected. And many in the Russian society, with different degree, of energy about it, they were asking, like, when will Russia respond? When will finally Russia respond? Where are those red lines?
Right.
And this is something that has been discussed here in Russia and globally. When will Russia respond, and how will it respond? So it responded, and now it's it's called a terrorist state.
So there is a big escalation one way or the other.